What's up, everybody? It's Crimson 60620, and I am here actually doing a video on the 4th of July. And you know what? Here's the thing. I saw this video, and I remember watching when the show actually first came out, and it was kind of one of those eye openers. And I want to actually respond to this. And if you like, it's neoliberal, but it actually does speak to something that we all can get behind on this day we declared war on England. So, without giving too much away, here we go.
Let's move on to the next question. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what... you know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Why America is the greatest country of the world? Let's see how this plays out.
Diversity and opportunity.
Now that's some bullshit. That's like the shit, like it's like, of course it's a dark room and I'm not saying this, but that's like, this is like a motherfucking Kamala Harris like analog, like diversity, opportunity, because America. But let's continue.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Freedom! America! Fuck yeah! Now, I feel bad for the chick. Like, look at this face. Look at this face. Like, she's looking like... And I know it's an act. It's a fucking act. I am not the dude. But this is the shit. This is the shit right here that you would actually see motherfuckers try to pass off and, oh, America's great because of this.
Will?
The New York Jets.
And this is the shit. Now, if you don't know about the Newsroom was about, as the title actually says, and how it was Andrew Sorkin, like, follow-up to the West Wing of, like, that whole liberal, like, oh, we're going to just be smarter than you type thing. But it kind of dealt with the Fourth Estate. But let's continue.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world?
So, first of all, it's not. Now, I know nationalism, and this is heresy on the 4th of July. But, think about it. Are we the greatest country in the world? Well, I'm going to let the fictional character answer it for us.
Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity and freedom.
All right, so this is like playing into a narrative that's already in there. Like, without getting too much into the backstory, he thinks he's hallucinating to see one of his persons that he kind of has a longing for, and she was his producer. He's a newsroom guy. So, yeah. But you can actually, oh, let's hit a story.
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question.
So, you see the young lady holding up a board. It's not, but it can be. And people like it. Like, this is like the opening subject of the show. The premise that he's just flying on it, just like autopilot, where he can actually be better. He can actually be a better newsman, and he's not, because he's not being challenged. But let's go. Then he thought he wasn't seeing her, but he's
Well,
already
our
bid it.
Constitution is a masterpiece. James Madison was a genius. The Declaration of Independence is, for me, the single greatest piece of American writing.
Wow. James Madison. Okay, whatever. We're gonna let that slide. I believe he was what, the first? No, like one of the first 5 presidents. I don't know. But the Declaration of Independence. Happy 4th of July, by the way. And the Constitution. But I think a lot of people don't actually know what they're saying when they actually say, but the Constitution or the Declaration of Independence. And here's Crimson about to teach you a history lesson.
You don't look satisfied.
What?
One's a set of laws and the other's a declaration of war. I want a human moment from you.
And see, this is what a lot of people actually go through. They repeat different mantras or different myths or different parts where it's, instead of actually challenging or actually espousing some of their beliefs, they rely on to the America, freedom, diversity, inclusion, opportunity, all of which we know is a shell. A shell for saying, well, we let this person be president or this person be senator or this person be congressman. This person runs a corporation. But is that really diversity? We have freedom. The freedom to be scared, to buy all the guns, to allow people to take away our privacy. But this is a fictional show. It's not like he can say some shit that's real, right?
What about the people? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
Ooh. Silence.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know...
Like, look at that. That fake wokeness. That fake, oh, it's helpful. But in the end, a lot of the shit that neoliberals or liberals actually fucking try to push for, it's just pennies on a dollar. A $1,200 check versus giving corporations trillions. And what will the Republicans say? Even though they voted for the shit. Well, look, that's spending tax Democrats.
You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose.
Exactly.
If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? Hey, and with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan...
Like, for real. America is not the only country that has freedom. Freedom, 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 freedom. Let's hear it.
Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So
shit, Belgium has freedom from loot boxes. I don't know. I think we should probably have freedom from loot boxes as well. But let's continue.
207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now,
so listen to that rundown. Listen to that rundown. The rundown was this: literacy, infant mortality, median household wage. Like, this shit, this is from what, 2014, 2015? And the shit rings true now. We may have even slidden down the scale. I know besides being number one in defense spending, number one in people believing in angels, we're number one in coronavirus deaths and infection cases. So America's fucking, we're number one. We're number one. And I mean, like, it's funny because I've watched the complete series and I know what happens, but just going back to this every year, we can actually address, like, really? But let's continue.
None of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
Mount Rushmore. A red hat.
Sure.
So in the show, they make fun of the people saw his quote unquote meltdown. I don't take this as a meltdown. He didn't take it as a meltdown. He literally took it as, this is the shit that I wanted to say. This is the shit that I really feel. And there was always a but. There's always offering information. And yeah, for the narrative reason, he sets out the premise of the show, but let's hear it.
It used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral
Listen
reasons.
to the
We passed
nice
laws,
music.
struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people.
Listen to that. We had a war on poverty, but Reagan replaced that with the war on drugs, the war on black and brown people. And the war on poverty is crush the people now that's impoverished. But let's continue.
We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy.
So here's one of the things that you don't hear, and if you're a MAGA guy, I'm sorry, dog. Like, this was never meant to say, like, it was great back then because reasons. No, this is an explanation of why at one time America was great. Because we actually worked to cure disease. The vaccine for polio was created by American, I believe. I know it's Dr. Salt, but I think he was American. The trip to the moon, the fucking internet, what you guys are watching me on now, was an American invention. We cared about passing laws like the Civil Rights Act, which helps. Yes, it's been weakened. It's been, in some cases, neutered, but it is still helping today with the recent Supreme Court decision. We're better than this. We're better than what we are now. We cared about science, information, and not just dogma. But let's continue.
We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior.
Now, I mean, like, okay, granted, I know some people are going to have an issue with it, like, acting like men. But this isn't meant to say, like, oh, big tough man. It's like, no, like, acted as if you're an adult. Acted as if intelligence, science was something important to us. We didn't have people that literally says, I like unintelligent voters. We reached for the stars.
We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy.
We didn't scare so easy. We didn't scare so easy. We didn't scare so easy. And I know there are going to be people that's going to take this video and say, look, that's people scared over the corona. I'm going to say this. For you to actually fear so much of a group of people that you name a deadly virus after them, you think that these people are gonna win out on us to be the number one economy, or they're gonna win out on us by doing this, and yet you're fearful of a people and not the actual steps to take disease, then you have issues. Maybe you fear being inferior to other people. Let's continue. Almost finished.
We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore.
Now, he almost had it. And sorry, fireworks, 4th of July, right? But yes, you can actually say America actually got its boost in the hyper economy that it had because of we bombed the shit out of everybody in World War II. And yes, you can actually say that there are some things, some systems that we've had in place to actually help build and increase our economy. But those days are gone. We've given up so much power to let somebody else make the decision. I don't know. We've given up so much of it. Well, I'm scared. God, people wonder why I actually celebrate the 4th of July as an African American. We just had June 19th or Juneteenth. I celebrate the 4th of July as well as Juneteenth to say we can be better. That document that was a set of laws that he kind of belittled in the first, it has something called the Elastic Clause. And that was the most innovative thing that the Founding Fathers, with all of their flaws, could have actually created. It gave us the opportunity to amend this document. It gave us the opportunity to say, we know right now we ain't the best, but we can get better. America's not great, but it can be. It can lead the world to a better place where all men, women, anything in between are created equal, with certain unalienable rights endowed by its creator, be it deistic or natural. 2, be able to have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Or whatever it amounts to for you guys who may, I don't know. But we can be better. That's what we should be celebrating. We should be celebrating the fact that so many other countries followed our lead, followed after us to say, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't need a king. Maybe we don't need one person to be able to be in charge of us all. Maybe we can work to become better in order to form a more perfect union. It's funny. After helping us with the Revolutionary War, few years later, a few decades later, certain other revolutions start popping up. People want to say American exceptionalism. It's not because Americans are exceptional. No, it's because we were the first to say, let's be able to grow and become more and not stuck and mired in traditions of the past. that keeps us bound behind. Let's actually grow to be better. Well, this has been Crimson 60620, and thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.
Enough?